The Chicago Bulls have now done what they need to do to complete the Zach Lavine trade by waiving Chris Duarte and Torrey Craig to make room for the three players incoming in the Zach Lavine deal. We're going to talk about it all and more, but you know what we got to do first?
You are now tuned in to Chicago Bulls Central, hosted by Haize, your number one spot for all things Chicago Bulls.
What's going on, Bulls fans? Welcome to another episode of Chicago Bulls Central, your number one spot for everything Chicago Bulls related. I'm the host there, Haize, but more importantly, you guys can follow the channel at Bulls Central Pod on all social media platforms we happen to be on. With that being said, we're going to go ahead and get into it for today. So now the trade is official. Zach Lavine trade is officially in the books, which I did figure that the Bulls were going to want to get this trade official before their next game tomorrow to kind of make sure that everybody's all above board, things like that. And so now we have the trade is locked in by waiving Chris Duarte and Torrey Craig, and now facilitates this trade as being 100% completed. The Bulls are getting back Zach Collins, Trey Jones, Kevin Huerter, and the 2025 first-round pick in this. And hey, I mean, it's the exact deal that we already knew about. There's no surprise in that if this was going to be the deal. But at the end of the day, the Bulls were trying to get moves or find moves for Torrey Craig, find moves for Chris Duarte. It really sucks that the Bulls didn't really. It seems like they made this trade suddenly because we heard that there were teams interested in Torrey Craig. Torrey Craig on the buyout market. I wouldn't be surprised if a team picks up Torrey Craig off waivers, meaning that they don't even wait for him to clear a buyout because he's a vet minimum contract. So, that's the thing that I'm looking for when it comes down to it. We'll see what happens. We do have now something from Arturas Karnisovas in regards to the Zach Lavine trade. He does say this: Zach has been a cornerstone for this organization and city. He truly embraced what it meant to be a Bull. His work ethic and passion for the game have been inspiring. During his time here, he not only grew as a player, but also started a family, and we watched him develop into the person he is today. We also sincerely thank Chris and Torrey for their professionalism and contributions. Our organization is extremely appreciative of each of these guys have given to the team. So that is the official out. Zach Lavine is now out. He's no longer a Chicago Bull. Even though we already knew that this was going to be the case, it's now official. So no more questions on what's going to happen. Are the Bulls going to find a trade for this guy, that guy? No, the Bulls are just waiving, which honestly is kind of surprising for the Bulls, mainly just because of the money, the financial aspect of just waiving players outright that have guaranteed deals. But, it is what it is. So the Bulls have now completed what they need to complete. And, hey, it is what it is when it comes down to it. But with that said, the Bulls still are looking to shop players. They are still looking to make moves, so that's not done quite yet either. We'll still see what comes of all that as far as in the future for the Chicago Bulls between now and Thursday when the trade deadline becomes official. But overall, we'll see what happens, man. The Bulls don't seem to be done, but then again, here's the thing. While everybody's saying that the Bulls aren't done, it'll be just like the Chicago Bulls to do a trade like this and actually be done. So we'll see what the future holds, man. Overall, it is what it is. It is what it is, man. Nutmeg boyfriend being waived, justice for T. Craig. I mean, listen, Torrey got some other things that he need to worry about with Meg because Meg was about ready to go upside his head. So, there's that what it is. Now just need to fire the coach. Listen, here's what I've said before. I do think that there is a possibility that Billy Donovan's time with Chicago is starting to come to an end. I'm going to be 100% honest with that. No extension yet. Next year's the last year on this deal. I'm not saying that immediately or before the season ends or anything like that, but I do think there is a possibility that we're getting ready to start seeing the last of it, right? And maybe that's hopefulness on my part, but Billy Donovan has been pretty clear. He doesn't want to be on a rebuilding team. And as much as Billy Donovan and Bulls fans have legitimate issues with Billy Donovan becoming a free agent could get just about any job he wants. In college for sure. I think most teams in the NBA, depending on what their level of veterans that they have there, if they're trying to compete, will probably still take them. So we'll see what happens there. Hopefully the Bulls can use that to their advantage. Now that's hoping a lot for the Chicago Bulls, but hopefully they can. We'll see if they end up doing it. But at this point now, he's not our problem. I mean, I know that sounds cold, but he's not our problem. So, well, Zach Lavine isn't our problem, but Billy Donovan, that's on the front office, man. We'll see what they end up doing. If nothing else, we'll see. Bro, have your ass slept? Yeah, I sleep. I don't sleep much anyway, bro. Like this is why I'm so great at this job. That's part of the reason why Chicago Bulls Central is what it is, because I've never been somebody to sleep a lot. So there you go on that one. Bro, so they thought this is a good deal. Let's give away TC for nothing. The fuck, I'm so tired of this organization. Well, here's the thing, bro. I mean, they had to complete the trade, right? And you do not want to go in. I'm sure if they had more time, but that once again points towards how this front office does not plan. This points to the poor execution, because had this team been smart, right, you would have made a precursor trade to clear some of these players, right? So that way you can get something back. But now you're forced to go ahead and trade Torrey and waive Torrey Craig instead of getting a second back for him. No, it is what it is. Why are the Chicago Bulls rebuilding again? Or if you're a Bulls fan, I don't know why you're asking that, because our record has gotten worse each year for the last 3 years. That's why, right? Jason said, God bless you, man. I appreciate that, bro. You didn't sleep, Haize? I don't sleep much, bro. I probably sleep 5.5 hours a day. So didn't he have a guaranteed contract? He's still getting paid. He had to fight them snow bunnies now, dealing with this justice for T. Yeah, so I mean, that's the thing. They had guaranteed contracts. They're getting their money regardless. So it is what it is when it comes down to that. I got a bad feeling of one of our untouchable young players about to get moved with Vooch for first. Hope I'm wrong. I mean, I don't know what you're basing that feeling off of. We'll see though. We'll see what happens. Good. Torrey Craig and Chris Duarte didn't do anything worth a damn for the Bulls anyway. Well, Torrey Craig didn't play, but when Torrey Craig played, he actually was pretty good for the Bulls. The Bulls just decided to go in the younger player direction, and it meant he lost his minutes. So it is what it is when it came down to that. Damn, our roommate's parents just gave us seats in the 4th row. They couldn't have gotten us tickets in January, so we could have seen Lavine. Hey, at least you get to see a lot of modest Busilis. A lot of modest Busilis, bro. What are they going to do with Patrick Williams? Well, since they are going younger and Patrick Williams is going to have an opportunity to get more shots, I don't think Patrick Williams is going anywhere, fam. Like, I get why I'm not saying that he shouldn't, and I'm not saying I don't understand why Bulls fans are over him. That's not what I'm saying. But I think that maybe the Bulls now are going to be like, hey, this is maybe one more year, right? And say, hey, this team is going to be bad. Modest is getting 16 to 18 shots. Kobe White's getting 20 shots. Io's getting 12 to 15 shots. Patrick Williams going to probably get 12 to 15 shots, right? Everybody's getting shots, especially if you trade Vooch, and if Zoe expires and you let him walk away or you trade him, everybody's getting shots. The young players are getting shots. So maybe the Bulls want to take a look at him there, right? But we'll see. We shall see. I'm going to do something here. And I'm sorry, I'm going to have to mute real quick because I'm trying to experiment. Since people have been talking about that they want to see the background more, this is a perfect time to see, because this mic that I'm about to use works great in pre-records, but I don't think it works good in live streams. I'm going to test something. I want you guys to tell me how you feel about it. Give me 1 second. Let me know how this sounds, y'all. It's not going to sound as crisp as a mic that's right up against my mouth, but let me know if this is doable for a live stream. For pre-records, it's fine. I just don't know if it's doable for a live stream, but you guys can tell me how you feel about it. KC posted Lonzo trade may happen for draft capital, which I think that was always kind of what we've heard, is that if Lonzo is moved, it's going to mainly be for draft capital. So we'll see what the future holds for Lonzo there. Lavine and DeRozan back together. Hey, that's funny. That's funny. It is what it is. I'm sure Haize would feel better if Acme managed to waive Javon Carter. Please, can we please get rid of the ball-headed hoe? Can we please get rid of the ball-headed hoe? So, why not Devin Carter? Because the Kings they just traded a point guard. This is their opportunity to develop the young point guard they just drafted. So I don't think Devin Carter was ever going to be part of the trade. Why waive Craig? Because they had to create 2 roster spots open to bring in the 3 players that they traded for. They had to create 2 more roster spots to get that done. Getting no picks back for Lavine, DeRozan, and Caruso is exceptional work. I mean, technically they got their own pick back, the protections on it at least, but I get what you're getting at for sure there, brother, for sure. Agreed. Billy Donovan may be done after the season. I think it's a possibility. I'm not going to say that it's like a strong possibility, but maybe even by the end of it, right? So, peace, good brother. In your opinion, do you see any more moves made by Thursday? Yes, personally, I do. I think that the Bulls. I think at this point now, if you're willing to take this back for Zach LaVine, I think that as long as the Bulls get some pick compensation back, they'll be willing to move Vooch. Same thing for Lonzo. I think that we could probably see Lonzo and Vooch moved, and we get back a total of like 4 second-round picks between those 2 guys. Of course, salary cap filler as well, but we'll see what happens there. Trade Herter or Collins. I mean, yeah, but they had to complete this trade first, right? So, I mean, that's still a possibility here, but we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. I can't wait for them to fire Billy and promote his son. Man, listen, don't do that to me because that's worse than the ball-headed hoe. It's worse than the ball-headed hoe. Yes, God bless you in this year, man. Hey, just listen. Here's the thing, Bulls fans. I'm going to try my best. Some of y'all still say crazy stuff to be a lot nicer because we're in for a tough year. We're like the next 2 years, the Bulls may win 25 games each the next 2 seasons. So we're in for a tough couple of years, family. So we need to get along better. We need to operate better. We need to just be more like a family. Well, families argue, but like we're gonna try to get it together because it's gonna be rough. It's gonna be very, very rough, y'all. Thank you, Torrey Craig. Your alley-oop with drum will not be forgot. That's a moment, man. Kind of surprised they're just being waived for nothing. Wonder who the hell I'm going to see play when I go to the Golden State Warriors game this Saturday. Hope to see Modest play 25 plus. Yeah, I mean, you should at this point, right? You should definitely at this point. You just hit the nail on the head. Had they been smart, they would have done a precursor trade to facilitate the Zach trade. Had they been smart, and that's the thing that really gets this whole entire front office this tenure. They're just not smart. They just don't operate correctly, right? Let's trade Haize for Pat and cash considerations. First of all, I'll smack your mama. See, I just said I was going to start being nice. Come on, man. Come on, man. What are we doing here? I would like to see Modest Bucilis and Patrick Williams start together. I think that could actually work for the Bulls moving forward. It could be. I mean, and that's I wouldn't be mad experimenting with that for the rest of the season and seeing how. Listen, this is the thing. Either Io, Pat, or Modest has to start now, right? So you're looking at Josh Giddey's going to keep his starting point guard role, Kobe at the 2. You got an open 3 position, and because Io's going to either be at the 3 or the 4, so now you got to figure that out, right? So, and we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. It sounds good. Sounds fine. I don't think it sounds as good as the other one though. Shout out to Pat, the designer in the building. Always love when my brother Pat come through. ESPN reported that be on the lookout for. That's not. Are you sure that is the only person that I saw tweet that Kobe could be traded is a page that nobody knows where this motherfucker came from. I have not seen ESPN tweet anything about Kobe being traded. Are you sure that was ESPN? Because the only person I've seen tweet about Kobe White being traded is literally somebody that every Bulls content creator that I know is like, who is this nigga? Yeah, the only person that traded is this Chris Davis report dude who has 10,000 followers, but nobody knows who he is. Literally, nobody knows who he is. So, yeah, I don't know about that. I don't know about that. Sounds good, but you see a little lag. The lag, so that's because I started it with the other mic. So it's some back end stuff. I don't think it's gonna fix itself while we're live. That'll probably have to be a thing after it's done. So sounds good. It sounds slightly far, but if I'm being honest, people probably wouldn't notice. See, that's the thing that that's why I wanted to do it here, because what I hear as a perfectionist versus what the just regular viewer hears. It's very different, right? So I'm looking for something very different compared to other people. But, that's why I wanted to do it here to see how you guys felt about it. Haize, your background is fire. Your presentation is always excellent. Appreciate that. Yeah, I appreciate that. It's been rough. I'd rather be trashed than mid. I mean, listen, now that we have our full pick back, no protections on it, that means no matter what happens, win, lose, or draw, we get to keep our picks. I'm not necessarily mad at that. Not mad at it. I'll smack your mama is hilarious. It's not the worst thing I've said on the show, man. You might see them trade Kobe. I mean, listen, at this point, nothing would necessarily surprise me. It has gotten further away. See, this is what I don't like about. Can you? Oh no, see, you can see it now. So you got it. So the thing is, you take it right to where you see it, and then you just lift it up. I guess I could pull it out this way more. That's what she said. Does that sound? See, no, you can see it again. So yeah. I love boom mics, but I hate them at the same time because y'all can't see it, but it's right here. So like I have ADHD. So like it's gonna take me like a week to not see it anymore. Like, does that make sense? It's right here. So my eyes keep wanting to look at it and swat it away, but you know, it is what it is, man. It is on ESPN. Okay, let me check ESPN's Twitter. Let's see. Let me see. Somebody just send the link because I'm trying not to search for it or I'm trying to deliver y'all the show. I don't see it on ESPN's Twitter, but listen, like I said, I only seen that one guy tweeted that nobody knows who he is. Checking in from the UK. Love the show. PS, this man make me miss Guard Pack. That's funny. That's hilarious. Where can I cop the hoodie? So, this isn't, I'm not gonna lie to y'all. This is not the official one that was at the Bulls, the Derrick Rose night. I ordered this from somebody that's reprinting them from TeePublic. I had to have one, so it is what it is, right? It is what it is. Will Chris Duarte come back to the G League? I mean, I have no idea. Chris Duarte is trash. I don't know what Spicy Denzel is going to do with the rest of his life. Say the pick land a top 5. Say the Bulls land a top 5 pick. Who you got going to the Bulls? I mean, I've been looking mainly at around 9 and 10 because that's just kind of where I've been focusing at. But I'll say this. If the Bulls get a top 5 pick, and I mean, it depends on exactly where because there are so many, it can go so wildly different. So let's say anything but number 1, right? So if we're talking about top 5, I still got VJ Edgecombe high on my list, especially for around number 5. I love that kid. I love his game. I would love to see him be next to Kobe White or next to Modest Bucilis as the 3. I love VJ Edgecombe's game. Of course, Dylan Harper, if he falls there, if we're at 3. Asa Newell's my guy that I love. That's my guy that I've really been focused on very heavily. Kaman Malowik is still up there, but I think top 5 is a little bit of a reach for him so far. But he could, like, I mean, right now they have him going in the bottom. Most mocks have him going at the bottom of the first round. But around this time, they had Zach Edey going in the second round. So I do think he's going to rise up, especially once the draft combine starts. I think and then Igor Denham. Listen, I know he's not a guy that a lot of people are talking about. I know this. Y'all go and look at Igor Denham in his game. I know that we're starting to become a team full of white boys and people don't like that, but I care about the game of basketball. I don't care if you black, purple, white, indifferent. I don't care. Gang green, I don't care. As long as you can play basketball. He's Russian. That dude can ball. I'm telling y'all. Igor Denham is a potential monster. I'm telling y'all right now. He's a potential monster. So there you go. Yeah, the hoodie with the Bulls logo isn't the official one sold at D-Rose night, but still fire. Yeah, listen, I'm not one to front on y'all. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. I would never lie to y'all to try. Listen, I wanted one. I couldn't get one. My usual connect, which was my uncle that goes to every Bulls game, was not giving it up. So I had to do what I had to do. So there you go. I had to do what I had to do. What's up, Drip? Do you expect to see some of our young guys dealt to make the roster more clear? Because even though we have a direction now, it's still kind of clouded. Even the guard. Well, no, because most of the guards that we have are older. So no, the young guards that we have are the young guards that we have. We don't have a lot of young guards on the team. So it is what it is. Hi from the UK. Subscribe to your channel today. Thank you, brother. Hopefully you enjoy the content here, man. That's all I can say with that one. Igor Dimin can hoop for. I'm telling y'all, like y'all ever seen, like, you know what Igor is? Igor's that guy that will show up to play 5-on-5 at the wire, the rec, whatever you go to, and you like, hey, I'm about to hoop this dude up, and then then he'll pull off the little pull away the warm ups, and then you're like, hey, why does he got an armband on? Why does he got an AI sleeve on? And then he's just hooping. He's just hooping. That dude can hoop. So, it is what it is, man. I saw Igor Dimin highlights. He's got game. I'm telling y'all, that dude is not. He may have passed up Hugo Gonzalez on my draft board. If I'm being 100% honest, he may very well have passed up Hugo Gonzalez on my draft board. That dude can hoop, man. He can hoop. Why didn't they waive JC instead of Torrey Craig? Because Javon Carter's contract is almost 3 times as much as Torrey Craig's contract. That's just what it comes down to, bro. It just comes down to money because you got to pay them the rest regardless. So at this point, we're over halfway through the season. They probably only got to pay Torrey Craig like $400,000 more. But with Javon Carter's contract being almost $7 million, they still would have to have paid him a lot. So we need Malo. Hey, listen, I'm not mad. I would not be mad at him at all. Not be mad at him at all. All right, so y'all cool with this mic? The audio quality, y'all wouldn't tune it into this and be like, hey, sounds trash. Y'all cool with the audio? And I can scoot up a little bit more. Does that make it sound better? Is that better with me scooted? I usually sit far back away from the desk because I'm animated, so I don't want to hit my screens. But does that sound better? I think that hopefully that makes it sound a little bit better. But I just want to make sure because I never want to I always want to make sure that I'm delivering the best quality possible. That's it. So we do have too many. Oh yeah, we got a whole bunch of guards. A whole bunch of guards, man. Why the hell did the Bulls give Carter a contract? I mean, at that point in time, we need a point guard depth. They keep in mind they signed Javon Carter at a time where we had just lost Pat Beverly. They weren't quite sure if Kobe White was going to turn into the point guard they wanted him to turn into. So, oh, it did? Okay, cool. Because if I ain't got to be that close up, then good. Shit. Yeah, that's weird because I got to get animated. Like, I'm animated as shit. Sounds great even without scooting closer. Good. That's good to hear. I'm surprised they couldn't pack. They probably could have, but they didn't have time, right? There's a time limit. They had to get this trade completed and official before tomorrow's game. I do think if the Bulls would have had another day or two, they probably could have found a taker for Torrey Craig. But since they had a rush to get it done, this is what you end up with. Haize, don't sleep on Andre Stojakovic, Peja's son. It's nice on Cal Bears. Definitely can be a late first, early second round pick. We do have a second round pick, so that is a possibility. So we'll see. You guys know how I do draft content. We're gonna get in the weeds. Don't worry about it. I think last year I covered 42 prospects last year. We're gonna get in the weeds. Don't worry about it. We're gonna cover everybody that's in the Bulls range. And since the Bulls are probably going to be drafting high, it's going to be a lot of people I'm going to be talking about. A lot of people. I'm trying to pick a fight, Haize. I'm mad at this mid-ass trade, but let's see what else. Hey, I feel you, bro. I feel you for sure, man. But all right, y'all. I'm going to get back to work myself, man. Thank you guys for tuning in to this midday live stream. I just wanted to talk to you guys about the updates there, the words we got from AK. If anything else happens, we'll be live. You already know, news drops, I drop. That's what happens here at Chicago Bulls Central. Make sure you guys are following the channel at Bulls Central Pod. You can send us any feedback, questions, comments, concerns. bullcentralpod@gmail.com. Lastly, if you want to leave a text message and our voicemail for the mailbag, the number to do so, 773-270-2799. We are the number one spot for everything Chicago Bulls related. That's thanks to you, lovely and beautiful people. And like I like to end every episode on, go Bulls. Love you guys. See you right if you can, y'all. Peace.
This has been a presentation of the Break Media.